I do to my pasta is I get a little bit of white wine and I put a little bit of saffron in there and I reduce it so it becomes thick like a syrup. And the color from the saffron is going to make it go bright, bright yellow. So we've got 3 cups of flour. We're just going to add a little pinch of salt. When it comes to pasta, pasta is really, really thin. So it needs to be seasoned very, very well because you don't have that much of it. And if you have a nice clean work surface like we do over here, all you have to do is just tip it out onto the work surface like so. So a little well in the middle, and we're just going to add just a little bit of the eggs inside. So what the well does, it stops the eggs from running off the side of the table. So with our finger, we just slowly now incorporate, and as we go on the outside, we incorporate just a little bit of flour at a time. There you can see slowly but surely all of the flour is getting incorporated. Just bring it in a little bit more. Now. And the reason we're doing it with our finger is we don't want to overwork the glutens in the flour. If you overwork your glutens in your flour, your pasta will become oily and too wet, and then it's no good. So as little and as slowly as possible. Now we can start getting just a little bit more aggressive. Okay, once you've got a little dough formed, now it's time for the olive oil. You're probably looking at about 60 mils of olive oil. Our reduction is almost there. It's almost like syrup-like and nice and bright yellow. And then now our wine has turned into a nice syrupy color. It's thick. All the alcohol has been cooked out of it. That's perfect. We can just turn that off. And now it's time for our reduction to go in. You see all the little strands of saffron kicking about in there. That's just going to add visual value to our pasta. So put it down. I break it into 2 now, and then you wrap them individually and rest them in the fridge for at least an hour. We've worked all of the gluten in the pasta and it's really firm. We just want the gluten to relax and come out nice and soft. Basically, Confit is to cook things in fat. We've cooked these duck legs in duck fat. When you get your duck legs, you salt them overnight. Salt, thyme, and then I wrap it up and I put it in the fridge. So what the salt does, it draws all of the moisture. Then we rinse it under water for like 20 minutes just to get rid of all of the salt. Put it in a tray with garlic and thyme and rosemary, and then pour the duck fat over it and cook it for roughly about 6 to 8 hours on a very, very low heat. We're just going to dump all of that into one large bowl, like so. We're then just going to season it with salt and pepper. Bernard, if you can chop me some cranberries, please. Thank you. We're just going to add just a little bit of cream just to help bind all of the duck meat. And because the meat is so soft, when we stir it, it's all just going to break down. So just sort of mix it. A little bit more. There we go. All the meat's really broken down now. Very nicely. Little strands of duck meat. To finish this off, we're just going to add just a little bit of chopped cranberries, which will give it just little bursts of sweetness in this. You must be very careful with adding the cranberries. If you add too much, it becomes sweet. We just want little bursts of sweetness, which is Perfecto. You just check the seasoning. It's perfect. And this is now done. Get that in the fridge. 20 minutes, it'll be ready. Our pasta has now been resting in the fridge for an hour and a half. It's really nice and soft. It's a lot softer than what it was when we put it in. That means all of the gluten has relaxed and it's a lot more pliable. And we are just going to give everything just a light dusting. We have our 2 discs over there, both exactly the same size. With this duck mixture, it's now cooled down. The cream has brought it all together. We're probably looking at about 28 to 30 grams a portion, which is roughly about a tablespoon of mixture. Now, the egg wash is just eggs, salt, and a little bit of water. Okay, and this is going to act as our glue to stick the 2 bits of pasta together. Okay, that's all of the raviolis done. We'll just get a pot of boiling water with olive oil and salt. Boil them for about 2 minutes. This is fresh pasta, so it boils very, very quickly. Put in nice water and then just reheat it again when we get to the dinner.
I wanna know if there's something I could do to help you go to the place you wanna go to. I can't say that I will never cheat on you, but if you stay, you know I will never cheat on you. Place you wanna go to.